Let's talk Polymer 80s today. Hey, welcome to the channel. Today, let's do a little talk about Polymer 80s. Now, this was my first Polymer 80 build. I've been thinking about doing it for a while and been wanting to get into it. So let's just talk about just what I did to it, what went into it, and my experiences with it. Some of the problems I had and how I went about fixing them and just all that good stuff. And if you're new here, I want to remind you to click subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss anything, and let's get started. So let's talk about my first Polymer 80 build. Now, I've been wanting to build a Polymer 80 for a while, and I just kept putting it off, thinking, yeah, I'll do it one of these days, Well, here sometime back, Rockslide USA sent me out one of their complete Glock uppers, and I ran that for a little bit on my 19, but that really put me over the edge to go ahead and build a Polymer 80 having the extra slide. So when I was at the Wanamaker Arms Show, I seen a company selling Polymer 80 kits, so I bought one and went ahead and built it after that. Now, the actual milling out of the rest of the lower took maybe 30 minutes or so, and I did it all by hand. I have a drill press and stuff. I was just nervous, so I just used files, and I used some end nippers to pop the rails off and then just filed them down smooth and then sanded them smooth with some sandpaper, and I used a rat tail file to file out the channel on the inside, and it just didn't take me that long. And then I ended up with a Dremel and kind of polished it up just real finely with a Dremel. But some of the things I did do to this is I bought the Serpico Performance Trigger for it. And I bought that on eBay, and I think it was right around $50 with the bar. It may have been $60 with the trigger bar. And then I bought the Agency Arms Syndicate magwell for the Polymer 80s. And I really like the way this magwell fits. It fits nice and snug and looks really sharp on there. And then, like I said, it has the Rockslide USA upper on it. And then I've got a HoloSun 507C on it with a Mariglow suppressor height night sights. And then I went ahead and did some custom Cerakote to it because I just wanted it to be mine and look the part for me. And I might have went a little crazy with the Cerakote look. I just, wanted something different. And like I said, it's only a range gun. I thought it looked kind of neat. And I kind of liked the red and the vents. That was one thing I really liked about the Rockslide is they had the vents. And I thought, well, that'd look neat to put a separate color inside of them. So I went ahead and went with red and then the black and white Cerakote. I thought just would make it look a little different, something you don't see every day. Now with the Serpico trigger bar and trigger and the Ghost 3.5 pound connector and spring, I've got my trigger pull rate on this right at 3.5 pounds, and it's just a very sweet shooter. It's a pleasure to shoot. It's a pleasure to go to range with and play with. Now, as soon as I got it built, took it out to the range, the first magazine through it ran flawlessly. And I'd read a lot of places that people had trouble for the first 100 or 200 rounds through them, not running. And it just ran perfect. I thought, man, I did this right. I'm good. Yeah, haha. Well, the second magazine was not the same. And everyone thereafter, I couldn't even get it to fire 2 shots in a row. It was either failure to go back into battery or sometimes it was failing to eject. And I'd taken it apart, cleaned it up, checked the channel, couldn't find any reason that it wasn't working. So I finally put the factory guide rod in it because I'd had a Rocker Glock stainless steel guide rod and spring in it. And as soon as I did that, it's ran flawless ever since. And I'm up to about 500 rounds in it. And I just haven't had any trouble out of it since then. I've ran all sorts of different ammo through it, mostly all range ammo. I think I have ran 1 box of Sig B Crown through it. Just testing it out, but it'll never be a carry gun. It's strictly just a range toy. And like I said, it's ran perfect ever since I changed it back out to the factory guide rod and spring. And if any of you have had this experience, make sure and leave it in the comments below because I'm really just learning about Polymer 80s and I'd love to have some input on it, why as to that different spring and guide rod caused the issues. And maybe I'll try it again later after it wears in some. Maybe it'll get the tolerances loosened up a little. I don't know. I just don't know that much about them. This is my first one to ever build, but it was a blast. And, I thought it might be a little more complicated than it was, but no, it was super easy. It just took me no time. And it was a lot of fun. So in closing, would I do it again? Absolutely. And, if you're even thinking about doing this, jump in and do it. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. And, some of the challenges were frustrating a little bit, but it also is a good learning experience for anyone. And it's, it doesn't require a ton of tools. It's nothing that complicated to do. So just jump in and try it. Give it a shot. And I think you'll be pleased you did. And once you get it running, they are a blast. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell. And if you think somebody else will enjoy it, share it out. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.